Guys, welcome back to another episode of Great Men Taking Over the World. I'm Ren, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the crazy, zany, classic platformer, Ape Escape on the PlayStation 1.
Yes!
Ape Escape came out in 1999, well into the 90s, well into the whole 3D platformer craze. You know, the N64 is already well established with Super Mario 64 revolutionizing the genre, and, you know, a whole bunch of other games like Banjo-Kazooie. But, you know, PlayStation definitely had their own games. They had, you know, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. Awesome platformers, of course, but they never really had anything to really fully utilize the DualShock analog control. Ape Escape came out, and it was the first game to require you to play with the DualShock analog controls. I saw previews of it in the magazine. It looked really awesome, really colorful, kind of a fun looking game, and I did end up playing it in the store a little bit, and I knew I had to get it after that. So I ended up getting the controller before I got the game because my mom said I couldn't get both at the same time, but I was still just enjoying that controller with some of the older games that we had at the time. I ended up finally getting the game with it, and I had a freaking blast, like right off the bat. Just got totally sucked into this game. The, you know, whole DualShock analog controls used in a really cool, different, intuitive way. With all the different gadgets that you get, and you're going through these different time periods, platforming, hopping, as you're traversing these cool, fun levels with this upbeat music playing, you're hunting down these monkeys, you know, you catch them with the net, and it was just like so much freaking fun. It was really addictive because you just want to see where's the next ape gonna be, what the next level is gonna be. Just wanted to keep seeing more and more. It was just so much fun. And so the game starts off with the main character, Spike, running with his pal Jake, all yippee skippy and shit to the professor's lab because the professor just finished making a time capsule. And this is where you're gonna notice the ridiculous voice acting in all its glory.
Finish with it today. Let's go.
I can't wait to check out the dinosaurs. And what about the future?
Yeah, we'll keep talking because I'm going first.
And so apparently the professor just let some goofy ass looking kids come play with a time machine. What the hell is up with that? Then they get there, and holy shit, the professor and his assistant are tied up, and the place has been overrun with monkeys wearing some weird helmets. What madness is this? The monkeys activate the time machine, and they, as well as Spike and Jake, get sucked in. So apparently this white-haired monkey named Spectre, aw, cute little guy, gets his hands on a helmet that increases his intelligence, and therefore he devises a plan of world domination, using the time machine to go back in time with his army of monkeys and rewrite history, turning it into the Planet of the Apes.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Anyway, the professor gives Spike the task of going through different stages of history armed with a stun club and a time net to capture the monkeys and send them back to the present and save the world. Didn't sign up for all that, did you, Spike? Oh well, something to do. So let's get right to the gameplay then. It's simple enough. Go through different themed levels, find monkeys, and capture them, right? It is simple, but it's actually super fun. You'll see the monkeys off in the distance, either walking or swinging around, or sometimes just chilling. It's best to sneak up on them, ninja style, so you don't cause them to freak out and run like hell. But sometimes, hey, it can't be helped. The color of the light on the monkey's helmet dictates his level of alertness and awareness of you. Blue, he don't see you. Yellow, he sees something, but it's not a threat yet, and red is, oh shit, run! Then the chase is on. The monkeys will run, jump, drop banana peels for you to slip on, and throw fists at your ass. Chasing these mischievous monkeys is fun and hilarious, and the whole time I'm constantly like, come here, you little shit, as they keep dodging me. It's super satisfying having an intense chase, especially with low health, and they're jumping around the level, and you finally capture them. Yes! After you get the required amount of monkeys in the stage, you move on to the next level and continue the process. The other awesome aspect of this game are the gadgets. You start with the stun club and the time net. The stun club knocks the monkeys down for a moment to give you a chance to switch to your net to capture them. This is where the DualShock controls shine. Instead of just pressing a button to swing the club or net, you tilt the right analog stick in whichever direction you want to swing to. You can also rotate the stick to do a 360 spin with the club, which is super useful versus a lot of the game's other enemies throughout the levels. Those will be the main standby gadgets throughout the game, but you'll get several more along the way. Some of the other gadgets allow you to swim underwater so you can catch those pesky swimming monkeys, propel you up to higher ground and let you glide across gaps you normally can't jump. A slingshot to hit distant enemies and objects, or a monkey radar to help you track down monkeys, just to name a few. And each of these gadgets all use the right analog stick in a unique way. You assign the gadget to one of the face buttons like X, circle, or triangle, but you'll rotate the stick as if you were rotating a propeller to lift you up, or pull back the analog stick if you were pulling back a slingshot to fire away, or move the monkey radar to scan the environment to see which direction the monkey's in. The RC car is really cool too. I like the parts where you have to control Spike and the car at the same time. Spike with the left stick and the car with the right. Use the car to press down switches to open platforms that Spike has to cross as he's moving the car to another switch to keep going. It's really smart. This is all super cool and very different at the time. And this adds so much variety to the game to help keep things interesting as you progress. Controlling Spike is pretty good. Running and jumping around the levels feels great. Even though it's a little weird that the jump buttons are the shoulder buttons, I would have preferred it to be X and have some of the gadgets be the shoulder buttons instead. It would be nice if you'd be able to customize it the way that you want, but it's really not that big a deal. The camera is a little wonky like most 3D games of the era. You can manually control it with the D-pad, but I usually found myself just pounding L1 to recenter the camera over and over to see where I'm going, because you can't adjust the camera with the D-pad if your left thumb is already occupied with the left analog stick. This can be a little annoying, especially when chasing some monkeys, because they'll zigzag around and you'll have to constantly recenter with L1 to track them. The camera will sometimes get stuck on objects that are too close to it as well. This all isn't enough to detract you from enjoying the game, but it is noticeable and definitely feels dated. You can go into first person mode by pressing L2 for better observation of the environment, and the camera will also go into an overhead fixed position automatically at certain locations to help you see your jumps a little better, and also just gives a little cinematic flair as well, which I think is nice. The levels are fun and the time travel aspect definitely brings some nice variety. There are 3 levels per time period. You'll start off in Jurassic Park, Land of the Lost. Damn it, the Lost Land. That's filled with jungles, waterways, molten lava, and of course, dinosaurs. That monkey's riding a T-Rex. Jeez, these guys act like they own the place. But that's the cool thing, these monkeys will be out in the open, hiding in places, and you'll have to use your radar to find them. They'll be in hard to reach areas that you might need certain gadgets to get to, or you might have to hit a switch or activate a platform to get over there. Or hell, even riding a T-Rex and you'll have to figure out how to get them off. This gives a great sense of the mischievous little monkeys getting into all sorts of trouble all over the place. You'll go to the mysterious age with dark ruins, the sandy beaches of Oceania where you'll find Barney the dinosaur.
That was super duper.
And you'll have to go into his belly to find more monkeys. I told you, they get into everything. I particularly enjoy the new Friesland levels like Snowy Mammoth because of the lovely atmosphere. There's calm colors in the sky and the snow is falling delicately. With the relaxing music, it just makes for such a soothing experience. Plus, I think it's funny to see monkeys in Arctic jackets and shooting a machine gun while riding a woolly mammoth. I always remember the hot springs level when I think back to this game. The night sky with the aurora borealis and geysers shooting out of the snowy ground, as well as seeing the monkeys just chilling out at the hot spring. Ah, memories. I also really enjoy the medieval madness levels like Sushi Temple because, hey, you should know by now that I love Japanese stuff thanks to playing Tenchu back in the day. The crumbling castle level, it's huge compared to all the levels before. It's epic and feels like a labyrinth as you're trying to find your way through. All the while, this awesome classical inspired music is pounding away. Forget Metroidvania, this shit is Monkeyvania. Something happened to Jake along the way and Spectre took control of him for his own purpose. No, Jake! No! You have to race Jake in a few arenas in between some of the main levels. The main levels start out small and the monkeys are easy to find, then they get bigger and more elaborate and you'll really have to search high and low to find these little guys. There are all sorts of switches you'll have to activate to open doors and moving platforms you'll have to ride, obstacles to dodge, chasms to hop over, all the typical 3D platforming stuff in that regard. There are a few vehicles to ride like the rowboat and the tank. They both control similarly where you'll have to use both analog sticks in unison to move straight or just one stick at a time to turn. This feels kinda awkward at first, but you get used to it quickly. The tank is cool because you can blast through walls and it's fun shooting down UFOs, tanks, and robots. There are also other enemies scattered throughout the levels, making things a little bit more difficult along the way. Spike's health meter are the cookies, cookies, that you see at the top left of the screen. 5 hits and he's dead. You also die if you fall off the stage, obviously. Enemies usually drop either cookies to replenish your health or triangles that you also collect throughout the stage. Get 100 of these and you get an extra life. There are also these Spectre coins hidden in each level. I love finding these. There's always this satisfying shing sound when you collect them. If you get a certain amount of these Spectre coins, you unlock minigames that you can play in the hub area. There are 3 minigames to unlock. The ski racing if you collect 10, monkey boxing if you collect 20, and the space shooter if you collect 40 of these Spectre coins. You can do 2-player on all 3 of these games. The ski racing is okay. You control each ski with the analog sticks, a little awkward at first, like the rowboat and tank, but you get used to it. Then you just race the other characters. It gets kinda boring quick. I was done after a few races. The boxing game is awesome though. You go head to head with another monkey. The monkeys are apparently cemented to the ground because they don't move their feet. Hold the sticks back to block, fling the sticks forward to jab, or from the side to hook. This ends up looking absolutely ridiculous, especially when you just start rotating the sticks like crazy. You start windmilling and smacking the shit out of the other monkey, and your arms look like freaking rubber bands crisscrossing and flying all over the place. It's great! The monkeys look weird and goofy as hell. The music is totally hype and gets you in the mood. It's perfect for this silly boxing game. And the 2-player is fun as hell. Me and my girlfriend were just playing this, and I was wailing on her for a few matches, but then out of nowhere she suddenly developed some kind of radical technique and just took me out. I literally couldn't beat her after that. She became a pro instantly. I was like, no! Why? The last game is the space shooter, which is also awesome and controls like any 360-degree shooter. Left stick to move your cute little monkey UFO and right stick to shoot the enemies. You get power-ups to widen your stream of shots, and this is really addicting trying to go for higher scores while trying to stay alive. I remember playing this one a lot when I was younger.
Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here?
The graphics are nice and colorful, but super blocky. It's still charming and looks great for a PS1 title. Somehow the simple polygon look of the monkeys is funny and works really well with the premise and design of the game. The levels are bright and colorful too, making them very memorable. I find Ape Escape really charming in a fun, goofy way. There are a lot of little things I enjoy and remember and have nostalgia for. All the little sound effects like Spike jumping, hearing the monkey sneeze in the distance, the bad voice acting.
Welcome to my circus!
Woo! Please help me!
That finished level screen, I always thought the professor's assistant was playing the keyboard, jamming away in celebration of my victory. But I guess she's just typing feverishly or something. Hell, maybe I should do that when I need to type an email. I really love just scrolling through the monkey log in the hub area, looking at the different monkeys I already captured and reading the funny descriptions while listening to the super relaxing, spaced out music. It's just so awesome, and it really gives the sense that each monkey really does have their own personality, which they do. When you're playing, you'll notice some are more chill, while others are way more alert and have machine guns and rockets that they're eagerly gonna use on you. I would love to see a remake for this game, the same way the Crash trilogy got one and now the Spyro trilogy is getting one. Seeing these awesome worlds and all the monkeys running around that you'd have to catch in HD, high-res graphics would be amazing. Do it, Sony! I give Ape Escape an 8.5 out of 10 as it holds up pretty damn well. The intuitive use of controls, fun level design, cool music, humor, and of course the addictive monkey catching and mini games all make this a unique, charming experience for any gamer that likes platformers. There's definitely some replay value here, because after you beat it, you can go back to old stages to catch more monkeys that you might have missed now that you have new gadgets to help you. And of course, you and a buddy can always go at it at the mini games for a good while. The graphics and camera obviously show their age, but won't stop you from enjoying this awesome PS1 classic. So if you guys haven't played this game, definitely check it out. So guys, thanks for joining me on another episode. Ape Escape was a classic for me. I really enjoyed how they utilized the DualShock controls. Tell me what you guys thought of the game if you played it in the comments below. Be sure to like our video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Until next time guys, see you later.